You're live.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Will do. Of course. Horse meat? Dishes. Alright, yeah, sure.
I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflex?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Good to know.
Dohalim's fighting style is... what's the word I'm looking for? Subdued?
Do you mean elegant?
Yeah, that's the word. For better or worse, you can definitely tell he's cut from posh renting.
And he's not just skilled with the staff either. He can also use astral arts, including healing ones. I can see how he made it to the position of a low...
You flatter me, but my fighting techniques merely come from a style that aims to conserve energy by minimizing body movement.
Is that why you wait until the last second before you dodge attacks? To avoid unnecessary...
No, I do that to sharpen my senses. I find that doing so is an effective means of drawing out my innermost strength.
Oh yeah, I've noticed you look stronger and strike out with your rod more after you dodge attack.
Still, it's a risk. Don't you ever worry you'll dodge at the wrong moment?
Then, it'll be just as well.
Huh?
It's nothing. Let us
Let us continue. Or? Damn.
I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring to have someone like you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before. But looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Eldermen and Sea. So in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the right thing to do. That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either. But I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisar.
Right. You can all count.
Alright.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I like that thing.
This one will be difficult to predict.
Freezing storm!
Does it hurt?
I'm not so good with airborne targets.
A new melody.
Flying freak! What did they just say?
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Now you see what I can do!
Freeze Vector!
I'm just getting
Freezing storm!
Tornado drive! I'll face you!
Glacial Spear!
I'll
Pierce
face you!
evil!
Not so fast!
Lost my focus.
Everlasting dark! Negative gate! Smaller blade! Begin! You're mine! Elusive deity! Eat this!
Get in there.
I'll face you! Rip it! Now I'm in the groove!
Glacial
Do
Spear!
it! Take this!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble.
This could be useful.
Oh yeah. What else? What else do I have? Crappy old. Else's. Hello, hello.
All right. There's nowhere to run from my art.
When he slows down, that's our chance!
Leave the agile ones to me. Can't get out of this!
Take this! You're finished! Raining
Nice. All right. Oh, there's one.
Now you're talking! I'll thank you! Everlasting dark! Negative gate! Elusive deity! Begin! I'll run this through! Elusive deity! Outfit!
in an instant!
Impact block!
We work well together.
Here I go!
Finally time. Watch this! Can't get out of this! Can you take it? Outfit!
In an instant!
Impact block!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're...
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you.
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual...
What? You mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff?
Yeah, they look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renan's first
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that.
Are you interested in this stuff too?
Charmed may be a better turn of... I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our...
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing.
Why not? We're talking about our own...
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it?
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book...
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it.
But of course.
Crocodile crush. It just. That crocodile. Alright, artifacts. Alright. Special. After clearing it. Whoa, hey now. What we got here? treasure hunt.
That treasure.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Wren.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexisting.
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
To achieve such harmony.
Take.
For the moment. Alright, for the art. What did he just learn? Here. Waiting for some of these are instant cast. Lightning orbit. That isn't.
It's a singular will.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
What was Kelzelik even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself, and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to get it.
He had to have known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holding himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renin than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense. Enough to drive him to revolt. Even though doing so meant defying Renin hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Dahnans and Renins wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shionne?
No, she is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings. This one will be difficult to predict.
Airborne beast, my special.
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Another incantation ruined. Elusive deity. Rotating pile driver.
If it's in the sky or not, by the do it!
Alpha.
In an instant!
Impact cross.
We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
Glacial spear. Here's evil. Freeze laser.
Everlasting darkness.
Eternal devastation! Rising
Fast.
Here I go.
Do it! Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
There we go. Look at that.
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Yeah.
What is
Rice. Oh, hello.
Get lost.
Take this!
Can you take it? You picked the wrong fight!
It's a duel
Into everlasting darkness! Negative
Got fire!
I got
Carve through!
Leave the enemy arc to me.
Rising Wiper!
Take this!
Where are you going?
Stand back! Trip it up!
Rising Falcon!
Negative gate!
Flaming Drum!
Finish
Riddler! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis.
Will this help?
Why'd you humiliate me?
To stop you dying?
In a bind! Elusive deity! Riddler! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis. Lunar Prejudice. Power of water.
Rage.
I'm all stuck.
Elusive deity! Shattering! Rotating pile driver! Can you take it? Tornado drive! Elusive deity!
Storm. Dragon
Rising Wiper!
Step back, this one's all law.
Stuff.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's
Damn it.
mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're
Discourteous, aren't you?
Now I'm in the groove.
I'll face you.
First strike!
Not so fast. I shall ensure you survive this.
That's my cue.
Shut him down.
Let me help.
Can you take it? Does it hurt?
Save you! Here I come! Rising Wyvern!
Not so fast.
Drink cleanser.
Can you take it? How are your weapons holding up? Best not to give me any ideas.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
I'll face you. Elusive deity.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Will this help?
Can you take it? Does it hurt? Elusive deity.
Healing shot in your stream.
Rising Wyvern!
Come on.
You like me?
The glacier spear. Pierce
Not so fast. Elusive deity. Can you take it?
Do it! Okay.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great number. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danon, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed, much like the Danons in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danons in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them.
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are...
Nah, just regretting I ever said.
Alright, let's see this.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Rising Wyvern! Through escape!
This one's mine!
Hurricane
Elusive deity!
Double Demon!
Elusive deity!
Demon Fang! Dragon Pile Timer! Come one, come all!
The enemy of your heart too.
You'll soon see about that!
Can you take it?
Severing Wind! Finish it!
Speak more!
Blow them away!
Blazing storm!
Acceptable.
Rising Wyvern!
Now!
Finish it!
Let the marksman handle astral energy! Full throttle!
Skills in top form, art's working like a charm. Ha!
Someone seems rather pleased with herself.
You... Did you hear all of that?
Right, here goes! Damn it! Quick shot!
Healing flame of fury! Burning strike!
Can't get out of...
It's like trying to keep up with the wall! Radiant here!
Not so fast.
This! Now you see what I can do!
Mecha Ray!
Can you take it?
Annihilation!
Burn in hell!
Elusive deity!
Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more.
We'll take care of a bunch of them, right?
Demon Fang!
Prepare to be defeated. Actually, sound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing.
An inferno!
Can you take it? Does it hurt?
I can feel my power growing!
This'll make us even more formidable.
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even...
Yes, alright.
An
Just in
opponent like
time.
this should be easy.
Take this!
I'm only getting started.
Begin! Rotating
Rising Wyvern! Hurricane Thrust!
Do it!
Come on!
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Right, next one.
Already on!
Hurricane Thrust! Hurricane Thrust!
I'm all strung up.
Begin!
Does it hurt?
House this!
Be still!
Elusive deity!
Rising Falcon!
Rotating pile driver!
Damn!
Not on my watch. We're thinning them out. Please.
It's more like me.
I'll admit I'm impressed.
Demon
Very
Fire!
small.
My fists are crushing it out there!
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Gotta break through!
I never miss.
I'll thank you!
A free.
Hurricane Thrust!
I'll finish you here!
Law, get toasty.
Burn strike!
Right, next one.
Already on!
Hurricane Thrust!
Talon I'll thank you! Rotating pile driver! Does it hurt?
Take it.
Rotating pile driver! Can you outfit?
In an instant!
Impact cross!
Take it.
You're
It's
right!
ready.
I'll thank you! Eagle assault! Rotating pile driver!
Here I go. You're mine. I'm all set.
Rising Wyvern!
Reroll! Light burst forth!
Radiant finish it.
Oh, you-
My exploits are bearing fruit.
Hello, hello.
What is
Red
this?
Sage, alright.
It's on!
Art expert, coming through.
Rising Wyvern!
Where are you going?
No! Soaring Light Spear!
I can carve through armor!
Take this!
Elusive deity!
Tornado Drive!
Hey! Blow them away!
Blazing storm. Dreams.
Elusive deity! Hitting pile driver! In a bind?
Burn!
I'm out of it.
You're mine! In an instant!
Impact cross!
Lunar corruption.
Eat this! All finish you! Take it again! Not so fast! These fists have got your name on them! I'm on it! I'm on! I'll thank you! Elusive... I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! One deadly strike, just as ordered.
I'm okay, guys.
Let's dispose of the trash.
This one's
I'll take you
mine.
all on!
Anything in order is
One more.
Elusive deity!
Reload.
Tornado drive!
Freezing
Elusive deity! I can carve through armor! Hitting pile driver! Now I'm in the groove! Not so fast!
Sword Rain outfit! In an instant!
Impact cross!
We work well together.
Like a finely timed wall.
Rising Wyvern!
We're thinning them out.
Please, more like me.
I'll admit I'm impressed.
Did you see?
Sure did. The part where you swung and missed, right?
Not that part! Pow! I'm like bait to them.
Why do you have me target something different?
In an instant! Impact Cross! We work well together.
Only time won't.
Here's evil!
Demon Trap!
Can you take it? Does it hurt? Precision time. All a perfect 10.
That's it? Nothing else to add?
You take meticulous care of your fire.
Elusive deity! Tornado drive!
Right behind it! In an instant! Impact Cross!
My fists are crushing it out there!
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any...
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussed.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term. But you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating
Isn't that obvious?
It does. Which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than...
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two of...
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating...
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all...
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Gisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for...
Typical Renan. Leaving everything to...
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that...
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being an... Forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Right. Oh.
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Saar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me, why?
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you? Ready to crack! Do it! Rising Falcon! Here!
Can't get out of this!
Take it in your hands. Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal.
Speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Take this! Take this!
Where are you going?
Can you take it?
Enjoy.
I'll bring
Too
you back
much.
from death's abyss.
Here.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Entertain me.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Resuscitation!
Die.
Searing flame! Reload!
Enjoy.
Here's a healing arm!
Demon Fang! Here. Can't move.
Forgive me. This is my fault.
Glacial spear! Here's the Evo! Freeze laser!
Super swallow dance!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Die.
Resuscitation!
Enjoy.
Instinct sharpened! Begin!
Here.
I see you!
Here I come. Sword Ring Alpha.
Your helping me has become a pattern.
It's for the good of all of us.
Is it now?
Healing arm!
Here.
No further.
Swallow Blade. Take this.
Steering
Demon
flame!
Fang.
I'm all stopped up!
Enjoy.
I'll bring
Eternal
you back from death's
devastation.
abyss!
Fall.
I'll bring
Demon
you back
Fang.
from death's
Double
abyss!
Demon Fang.
Primed and ready!
Fall.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Demon
Take
Fang.
this. More of this and I'll burn out.
Enjoy.
I never miss!
No rest for the wicked.
Here. Demon Fang.
Here,
Double
let me
Demon
help.
Fang. Take this. Okay. Here I go. Enjoy.
Here, let me help!
On your knees.
Here's a healing
Sonic
arm!
Thrust.
Air pressure!
Sword Ring Alpha.
Here I go! You're mine!
Fall.
Can you take it?
You're mine.
I couldn't make it in time.
Corruption! Searing flame! Reload!
Enjoy.
So you clamor for my true power? Can you take it?
Fall.
Beckoned into everlasting darkness.
Fall.
Instinct sharpened. Ha! It's in your hands now.
Finished.
Okay. Okay. Let's see this.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you?
Elusive deity!
This one takes it.
This one's mine! Here, let me help!
Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal!
It's unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Look sharp!
Death shall not
Glacial spear!
Take
Here's
this.
the power of light!
power
Take
to
this.
Freeze Lancer! Shining Supernova! Dance in the wind! Demon and light! I'll
face you.
Lightning control! Thunder blade! Fire!
Will this help?
Dance in the wind!
No.
Healing seal!
Don't leave me
I'll
alone.
save you this
And just like that, I'm back in it.
Start by holding the front line.
No sooner said than done.
On my watch! I never miss! Hope this works! Hurricane Lunar Eruption! Lightning Condemn! Thunder Blade! Radiant! Flaming Meteor!
being interrupted.
Cascade! In here! Hurricane Strike! Get on in there with there! Go! Into the shadows! This one's mine! Mega Ray! Hurricane Strike!
Negative dig.
Mega Ray! Back into the fray!
Look sharp.
Hold on. Nope, he's just Alright.
Steering to the wind! In here!
This one's mine. By the power of
Water! Get down! Radiant here! Here's a healing arm!
Armor won't save you.
Take this.
Piercing roll.
Eat this!
Back into the fray!
Fall.
Gemini Aqua! Hurricane!
Forgive me.
Come on. You have to hold on.
Die.
Hurricane you brought
Enjoy.
from depths of Art expert coming through!
Here.
Their arts were interrupted.
Where are you going?
This one's mine.
Fall.
I'll
Can you
heal
take
you
it?
all! Hurricane strike!
Not so fast.
Look sharp.
Healing circle!
This one's mine.
It's over!
I owe you one for that.
Into everlasting darkness.
Negative
Hello, hello. At least he took some damage. That's weird.
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shion, wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides,
Hmm?
Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right.
No, I know you're not.
Look, I appreciate you looking out for...
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the...
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Dahnan astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of...
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Niaz, the capital of Mahag Saar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion.
Hey.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too...
I'm fine, really.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone...
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a
I can't feel pain, but used to...
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to... Please, stop trying to babysit me.
It's not that...
Are we in the right place? This place looks like a...
Yes, this is Niaz, the capital of Mahag Saar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the building...
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Dahnans, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renan district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Dahnan legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renans have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Dahnans rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there truly no one here?
All of these ruins look like they were made pretty recently.
But if that's the case, then where do you think the people that used to live here went off to? There must have been Dahnans and Renans, right?
That's a good question. Even if the Dahnans rebelled and managed to overthrow the Renans here, there should still be some people around.
This debris... Do you think it could be the work of Renan Astral Arts?
Perhaps, but the appearance of these ruins is rather uniform, which leads me to believe otherwise.
Hey, Rinwell. That story you told us about the Dark Wings. It said that the evil king was vanquished with a holy flame, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then there might be some truth to that old story after all. It looks like all the rubble here had been scarred by flames.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. If we can find someone around here, we might be able to get them to tell us what happened. Dohalim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes.
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with...
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renans can't even dress them?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need, so I'm not surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit, this is still a little extreme.
Shion has got a point. I mean, you don't see Renans like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
For starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important. And learning to manage your possessions better. and
She sounds like his mom rattle.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl.
What did...
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
This is why I hate...
Did I say something offensive?
next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's...
Hoo-hoo! Hoo-hoo!
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
Oh, I'll find the horse. I'll get over. As soon as I care to.
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
All of you, stop right there! Don't move!
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you. I'm Beifong, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Dahnan leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadeye's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renans. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadeye. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Yes.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun, huh?
Yeah. This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix.
So you're Elfin, are ya? Thought you'd be bigger. Huh. Guess the armor beefs you up a bit. You've got a lot of people talking, you know. But in this town, I call the shots. You play by my rules here. Just remember that. Gotta say, I didn't expect you to run with a gang of women and kids. Those other lords must have been real pushovers, huh?
Seriously? Are you this rude to everyone you meet?
Don't interrupt me, you brat. Didn't your parents teach you any manners?
Why, you?
So you're the one who took down the Lord of this realm, huh? How'd you pull that off?
Ha! We just swiped the Renan's explosives. And then we blasted them all to hell and back.
Explosives? That's a pretty bold approach. But how'd you manage to avoid hurting your own people?
I didn't, that's how. But the chance to take out a lord was worth the sacrifice.
And the Lord? What did this sacrifice earn you?
Unfortunately, we couldn't manage to finish her off. But now we've really got the girl on the run.
She ran? A lord?
Yeah, the lady was just a coward. She had a whole lot more bark than bite, that's for sure. She's probably hiding off in a hole somewhere. But not for long. We'll find her and drag her right back into town. Then she'll get what's coming to her.
I wouldn't be so sure. She may run, but she'll never go quietly.
Shut up, Bright Eyes! I would have run you through already if you weren't with the blazing sword here.
The whole reason you're fighting is to free the Danans in this realm, is it not? If so,
Shut your
then...
mouth, witch! That's enough! If you're really fighting for us Danans, why keep these bastards around? Why haven't you killed them already?
I'm not going to kill these bastards.
Oh. Is that the case, huh? Then tell me the point of this show.
They're my friends.
Friends? Renans are Renans. They're the scum-sucking bastards who've been draining our souls for 300 years now! But you know that. Maybe it's 'cause you and that little lady are friends and more.
Son of a... You'll pay for that!
That's enough! Deadeye, you know that was completely uncalled for.
All of you, get the hell out of my realm! And don't ever come back! This is Danan's realm and it's ours, understand? I call the shots here. And I make the rules. I do, Deadeye, leader of the Dark Wings!
Yeah! Deadeye! Liberator Deadeye! You are the true leader of this realm! We're not afraid of any Bright Eyes!
It's only a matter of time before I throw every last Bright Eye out of this realm!
The Dark Wings! The Dark Wings rule!
Hey, wait up! Told you so, didn't I? You should have left your Renan pals outside.
You don't agree with him, do you? I could tell by the look on your face in there.
That's how things are with him. He loses his temper, then I step in and calm things down.
Better you than me.
If that's all, I think it's past time we were going.
Look, I just wanted to apologize for what Deadeye said in there.
Huh, at least somebody's got some manners around here.
He didn't used to be like that. But, well, that's what losing most of your loved ones will do to a man. He may never forgive the Renans.
It's a little ironic how indistinguishable his manner is to that of a lord.
Hey, Bayfon? Deadeye mentioned the Lord is still on the run. Any ideas where she might be?
We looked all over, but found no traces of her. We heard some rumblings about activity in Estaluva Forest, but that's it.
Estaluva, huh?
Wait, you're not going after her, are you? Certainly won't win you any favors with Deadeye.
This isn't Deadeye's war, and we're certainly not fighting it for him. Besides, it's like Shion said, her type isn't going to go quietly.
Hey, it's your funeral. Don't say I didn't warn you.
We'll be sure to keep you out of it. Before we set out, though, is there anywhere around here we can rest?
Sure. Building at the end of the road, opposite side. It's all yours. We use it as temporary lodging, to house people who don't have a new place to live quite yet.
We're not going to run into any trouble there, are we?
Rumors of a certain fiery sword have spread fast. I doubt anyone will be eager to give you guys problems. And here's where I say my farewell. You're on your own, but good hunting.
Before you go, how come you don't hate the Renans as well?
Oh, believe me, I've got my bone to pick with the Renans. Just not with two of them I've never so much as laid eyes on before.
Let's head on over to that lodge. We'll figure out what our next move is there.
I get the feeling Deadeye's signed up to be a rebel, so he could have a roost to rule. Heck, he's no better than a lord. In some ways, he's even worse.
I know. How could he use explosives on his own people?
And yet, despite the toll of his actions, none of the Danans we've seen seem to question his assumed authority in the least. If anything, they may well consider him a hero, which would say a great deal toward how deeply they resented the Renans here.
Still, I don't think this is as simple as saying the good guys won out over the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't either. Deadeye might have managed to drive the Renans out of Niez, but that doesn't make the way he did it okay. No matter which way you look at it.
A victory that's earned by throwing away the lives of his own people? No, that isn't a victory at all. I can understand that the Danans here are standing up against their oppression, but that doesn't mean they have to humiliate all Renans just to settle the score.
I'm perfectly able to stand up for myself, Alphen. Besides, I'm used to it by...
But you shouldn't have to be, Shion. It's just... What I mean to say is, when you've been a slave for so long, it's easy to accept that's how it should be because it's all you've ever known. Constantly being belittled is no different. I don't think that's fair. For me or for you.
I just don't know, man.
Don't know what?
Deadeye managed to drive out a real live Renan lord. That's incredible. And he seems to have a lot of supporters surrounding him too.
Yeah, the two guys.
But he's got an attitude worse than any angry Zoogle. Plus, Niez is in utter ruins. I don't have a clue what his game is.
The Renans are powerful. And because of that, it takes a strong leader to have any hope of toppling them. However, you take down one dictator only to replace them with another, ultimately it's just business as usual.
If it'd been Zephyr instead of Deadeye, I don't think things would have turned out like this.
Rinwell.
Yeah, I think so too. Zephyr did things differently top to bottom. He's not the kind of person who would have forced his own views or decisions on other people. When you do that, you're ruling over others, not leading them.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have wanted my dad to do if he was in that position.
Law.
The whole thing feels weird in a way. It's a weird kind of feeling, but at the same time, part of me also feels happy. Deadeye and my dad are two very different men. For now, I'm content knowing that.
God damn, how many of these things are there?
The city is liberated, and yet the air still hums with fear and anxiety. It reminds me all too well of how Vicente once was.
Hums? You mean like music?
Yeah, none of this sounds like music to my ears. In fact, I've never seen any Dahnans with musical instruments in my life.
You don't need instruments to play music. It can emerge naturally from the sounds of people going about their day and the hustle and bustle of life.
You seem to care a lot about music, Dohalim. I didn't know that about you.
Have I not mentioned it? Before I was a candidate for the lordship, I had my heart set on the life of a musician.
You? A musician?
Indeed, music enriches the world around us. I trained day and night to hone my art. Words could not describe my bliss, as my notes carried with them the sights and sounds of nature, the ebb and flow of time, and the thoughts of people on the wind.
Dohalim.
Forgive me. My loquaciousness can get the best of me at times.
Don't apologize. It's interesting hearing what Renan culture is like.
Even though the Renans destroyed all of our arts and culture.
Personally, I was interested in the music of Dahna as well. The fact that generations of lords deemed music to be of no use to their slaves, and outright forbade the ownership of instruments, is lamentable. Not that my words can undo the damage already done.
Alright. What are we doing? What you need?
What's
Power.
Alright. What? Hey.
Yeah!
Good.
All right!
Not this way, I guess.
Let's see what's going on around here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah? How's this? Great!
Yes. Hey. Really? What?
Yes.
All right. Right. What?
Huh?
All right.
Yes.
Over there.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Huh.
All right.
By the by, Shion, if you don't mind my asking, would you be willing to share what sort of clothes are currently in fashion on Rena sometime?
Sure. As long as you call me Captain.
Sir, yes, sir, Captain Shi.
I need this gun to get that gun. The Blackthorn, but I don't have Blizzard Fin. Should have just crafted it.
It's just joking. Kinda has a nice ring to it, though.
He doesn't do light. Does do dark. That sounds. Damage. damage. All right, good to go. All right.
That Deadeye creep certainly has a few screws loose, that's for sure.
Forget that guy. Right now, we need to discuss how we're going to proceed.
What's there to discuss? Deadeye and his crew have already brought down the Lord here. Just let them finish her off.
I want to go after her.
I second that. I think it's the best thing to do right now. We don't know if the Darkwings have what it takes to beat her. I'm worried what'll happen if we leave her to her own devices.
You make a good point, Rinwell. And maybe I'm just being overconfident, but between us and them, I think we have a better chance at defeating her.
I have to agree. This realm isn't going to be truly safe as long as that Lord is still running around out there. We need to act.
Fine by me. But isn't Deadeye just gonna take all the credit once we're done?
Our job is to break down the walls that oppress Dana. What he chooses to build in their place, that's his. For now, we'll head to this Estaluva forest Bayfon told us about. Whatever we decide to do, though, we should take some time to rest first. We've barely stopped since men... Where are you going?
Alphen.
You should get some rest. What's got you up at this hour?
Just let me be for a minute, okay? Why don't you go back to the inn?
I will when you do.
Have it your way.
Shion. The Lord's days are numbered. I haven't forgotten our promise. You can trust me, you know. Maybe even lean on me a little. If you want.
And if I say I will you finally give it a rest?
Yeah, of course. Try to get some rest, okay?
What was all that about?
So we're just going to check things out, right? In whatever that forest is called.
Estaluva Forest. Next time, pay attention.
No. Weird name. Is this even the right way?
Got sand in my eyes!
The winds are strong here. Mind yourselves.
Ugh, even the inside of my mouth is all sandy.
Hootle, don't get blown away, okay?
The winds outside the capital are blowing as strongly as ever.
You can definitely see why people call this place the Valley of the Four Winds.
Indeed, Mahag Sar is the realm of wind, just as Ganeth Heros is for water.
Earth, water, fire, wind, light, and darkness. Rena is aligned to darkness, leaving each realm one element each.
Is that because some elements are easier to gather in certain areas than others?
That is certainly possible, but I suspect the biggest reason is to prevent the lords from squabbling over resources.
Funny. You would think infighting would come naturally to an elite class vying for a crown.
True, but the Renans rule as a minority. Fighting ourselves would just be destructive. Though, as you saw in Menancia, any abstention from fighting is merely a facade.
In the end, you all get usurped whether you like it or not.
That may be true, but something tells me that this time is different.
We have to catch up to the Lord first.
What is that ring of rocks over there for? They don't look like they formed naturally to me.
Oh yeah. Funny, I guess I've gotten used to weird rock formations. They didn't even register as being out of the ordinary.
Most likely, they were brought over by us Renans when we first invaded the...
Wait, those? So does that mean there's some kind of machine then? And if so, what in the world were they even used for?
To manipulate the properties of Dana's astral energy.
Really?
Think about it. Isn't it strange that the type of energy each realm collects is so fixed? Astral energy by nature isn't meant to skew towards one element or another.
So the Renans reformed it for the crown contest.
Sounds like the crazy thing a Renan would do.
Renans these days are more advanced than Danans in some ways, but even they don't seem capable of doing something on that grand a scale. Or is that something that's possible on Lenegis? Or maybe the Renan homeworld?
I can't claim to know everything about my own kind, but I myself have never seen anything that would be capable of such a drastic feat.
But at some point, they did just that. Those are the sort of people we're up against. We should do our best not to forget that.
Oh, god damn it.
You're so amazing, Kisara. You can cook, you can fix weapons. I feel like there's practically nothing you can't do.
Maybe you should take a page out of her book and learn to make yourself more useful then.
I'd be happy to teach you if you want, Rinwell. I learned most everything I know from my brother.
Really? Even how to sew and do laundry?
Yes, indeed. He knew how to do anything.
Sounds like he was a pretty handy guy when he was a...
He was. I'd always follow him around and badger him with questions. I was a real pain in the neck. Now that I think about it, he and Legil were the ones who taught me how to raise cats.
Legil is that woman who was with him in the Gold Dust Cats, right? I remember now. The one with the...
Funny you mention that. He also taught me how to maintain my hair. Not that those lessons stopped it from getting all tangled up during...
I think it still looks gorgeous.
From what I can tell, it would appear as though the only thing he didn't manage to teach you was how to apply makeup.
No, but that didn't stop him from trying. He really wanted to teach me everything. Only reason he couldn't was because I prioritized my training.
And here I was trying to make a joke.
I can't tell if she's being serious. The only one here who knows him well enough was her.
Yeah, I guess only Miguel could have told us if it's actually true.
Out of our way!
Does it hurt? I shall ensure you survive this. Can you take it? Does it hurt? Elusive your reflexes will not serve you well here.
This one's mine!
Elusive deity! Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And tunneling to you!
An everlasting darkness. Negative gain. Take this! Fading cloud driver. No further.
Look sharp! Take this!
I can carve through armor. Does it hurt? Does it hurt?
Gale force!
Not today.
Let's do it!
All yours, Kisara.
We did it!
Magnificently done.
Defense via threat elimination.
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this. Go no further! I never miss!
I'll take you.
Glacial
Take
Spear!
this.
Pierce evil! Let's go!
Can you take it?
I will do this with airborne
I
targets!
got negative date.
Close!
Elusive deity. Got flyers.
I got this! Let a monster handle it!
All yours.
Make it ready! Frozen!
Hammer!
Nicely done!
All
Ready,
thanks to
primed
you.
and ready!
Begin.
Ice tornado!
This one's ready and rare.
Here I go!
Dating pile
Into the
driver.
shadow! Dance in the wind! Mega Ware!
Not so fast.
Get on in there, ready up!
Elusive deity.
Art expert, come through!
Not so fast.
Right after letter! Where are you going? Do it!
Law! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life.
Lightning condense!
I'll thank you. Elusive deity. Rotating pile driver.
Do it! Air thrust!
Skills in top form, art's working like a charm. Ha!
Someone seems rather pleased with herself.
Get lost!
Begin.
You want me? Glacial Spear! Heal! Evil!
They can't get out of this.
Wait! These ones can run rings around us!
Elusive deity. I'll smash you.
Going in! Burning strike! Glacial Spear! Heal! Evil!
Not today. Can you take it? Does it hurt? Not so fast. Elusive deity. Rising wyvern.
Prepare to be
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over.
found is more appropriate.
Who said anything about letting go?
Look sharp. Begin.
I'm all stopped up!
Take this. Elusive deity. Tornado drive.
Do it!
Outfit. In an instant. Impact clock.
We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
Rising wyvern. Can you take it? Mirage.
Somehow, things are even worse outside the city than they are inside.
Yeah, it's all ruined. Houses and everything else.
Even if it was all in the name of beating the Renans, this is...
The heavens must...
Get lo-
Alright.
Take this. You wanna play?
Come out here! Only getting started! Let's away! Airborne beast! My
Can't get out of this. Flying free. Why can't they just sit still?
Can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done! Lost!
Demon's descent. Flashing fang.
Look sharp!
Begin.
This one's mine!
Leading pile driver.
Shield!
Into everlasting.
Their arcs were interrupted.
Look sharp.
Ice tornado!
Can you take it? Sharp.
The tide of battle has turned in our favor.
Then let's keep pressing the attack.
Indeed, but remain ever vigilant.
Elusive deity. Take this.
Now!
Can you reload? Light burst forth.
Radiant Denizen! You don't mess around!
Certainly not.
Annihilate!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
Get behind me!
I never miss!
You're mine! Look sharp!
Radiant
I give you performance!
It's a duel of the
Everlasting dark! Negative gate!
Make it
Airborne scoundrel! Demon's descent! Flashing fang! Look sharp!
Radiant here! Radiant
No further!
Here's the evil!
Now you see what I can do! Look sharp!
Sealed!
Can you take it? Take this! Elusive deity! Look sharp! Can you take it? Not so fast! Thanks.
Going in!
Everlasting darkness! Negative going in! One more!
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
There we go. Maybe just in time.
I'll be saving this one.
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Leave the enemy's arms to me.
You're mine. There's no complaint here.
Not on my watch. Ice tornado. Lightning condemned.
And make it right. All yours, Kisara.
We did it!
Magnificently done.
Tornado drive.
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
A freezing storm.
Elusive deity. Begin. You're mine.
This one's mine!
Elusive deity.
Hear me.
Make it rain! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life.
Nicely done.
Ah, damn it, didn't get any time. All right. Hold up.